Welcome back, Love Nation. This is Nina. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that has been coming to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I drop my next one. You guys, we have been reading through this stunning Diddy amended lawsuit, which now names several well-known celebrities. This is chapter 8. We're going to continue with this document. We are about halfway through with this document. Again, like, share, subscribe, trigger warning, and let's go. The wire transmissions described herein were made in furtherance of defendant's scheme and common purpose. Defendant's scheme and the above described racketeering activities amounted to a common course of conduct intended to cause plaintiffs and others to hide and conceal defendant Diddy's situation. Each such racketeering activity was related and had similar purposes, involved the same or similar participants and methods of commission, and had similar results affecting similar victims, including plaintiffs, defendants. Fraudulent activities are part of their ongoing business and constitute a continuing threat to plaintiffs. The pattern of racketeering activity alleged herein and the Diddy SA and cover-up enterprise are separate and distinct from each other. Defendants engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity alleged herein for the purpose of conducting the affairs of Diddy's SA and cover-up enterprise. Defendant Diddy and Diddy's SA enterprise created and perpetrated a toxic culture that allowed defendant Diddy's abuse to flourish. Defendant Diddy had extensive power and influence on others due to his prominent status as a mogul, his family, and notoriety. Defendant Diddy had command. Defendant Diddy had means and access to influence to provide individuals with a career in the entertainment industry and other industries through his dominant stature in the entertainment industry and connections afforded him due to his fame and notoriety. Defendant Diddy had authority. Defendant Diddy at all times was a mogul and billionaire who cultivated relationships with some of the most influential individuals through his highly sought-after parties and notoriety in the music industry. Defendant Diddy had control. Defendant Diddy controlled who did what, when, and how within his circle of friends and employees, including defendants named herein. If defendants failed to comply with covering up defendant Diddy's SA, they would be terminated, blackballed, or find themselves in legal trouble. Defendant Diddy had power. Plaintiffs Ashley Parham attempted to report that it was in fact defendant Diddy who had SA'd her, but instead was met with disregard by the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department. Plaintiff Doe's attempted to report their kidnapping, assault, and plaintiff Ashley P's assault. That was thwarted when defendant Pelletier intervened with the responding officer. Defendant Diddy and Diddy's associates were designed to manipulate, control, SA, and prevent individuals from coming forward. Defendants knowingly benefited from Diddy's SA and cover-up as they retained employment benefits and other monetary benefits. Specifically, defendant Shane mysteriously had a brand new car. Upon information and belief provided to him by defendant Diddy in thanks and appreciation of facilitating the SA on said plaintiffs. Defendant Pelletier, Valdez, Jaguar, and Helena received and handled cash on behalf of the enterprise. Defendants Odell and Druski received benefits related to their celebrity, specifically defendant Druski, who had a television show on the Revolt TV network. Defendants willfully ignored the dangers of defendant Diddy's conduct and pattern of SA, solely for their own personal economic benefit. Plaintiffs' report to police were ignored. Others who complained about defendant Diddy's egregious behavior were ignored until Cassie Ventura sued defendant Diddy. Since Cassie's bravery, countless other individuals have come forward and filed complaints regarding SA at the hands of defendant Diddy. The chorus of victims and evidence obtained by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York ultimately led to defendant Diddy being indicted for RICO violations and SA, among other charges. The Diddy, SA, and cover-up enterprise and its members protected defendant Diddy, therefore allowing defendant Diddy to continue with sordid and egregious SA practices, intimidating witnesses and victims from reporting Diddy's crimes, and interfered with investigations concerning what he was doing. Most notably, a video showing defendant Diddy putting hands on Cassie was covered up and sold to him. In the instant case, defendant Diddy was aided and abetted by his network of employees, including defendants who helped him escape and evade capture by police after plaintiff's harrowing escape. Defendants were members of the Diddy, SA, and cover-up enterprise and facilitated, benefited from, had knowledge of, or should have known of defendant Diddy's proclivities and predatory behavior. Defendants assisted in defendant Diddy's predatory behavior by setting up plaintiffs to be SA'd or R-worded by Diddy, as well as assisting in cover up the crime thereafter. Defendants provided Diddy the means to do his crimes, including carrying the pharmaceuticals used to disable plaintiffs, as well as the means to escape. Plaintiffs have been injured in their person by reason of these RICO violations. By reason of and as a result of defendants' conduct in furtherance of the Diddy enterprise and RICO violations, plaintiffs have been injured in their person as detailed above. Plaintiff has suffered direct and severe damage to their professional and personal well-being as a result of the SA and harassment perpetrated by and allowed by defendant. Defendant Diddy's SA and defendant's RICO violations have caused plaintiffs to suffer from severe emotional distress, including developing an eating disorder and an extreme weight loss, causing several hospitalizations, as well as extensive need for therapy. As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiffs has continued to experience fear and anxiety and also sought professional help on numerous occasions since the egregious assault included several hospitalizations, visits to a personal physician and therapist. Specifically, plaintiff Doe have had to move continuously and have even petitioned for a name change to protect their identities from being discovered by Diddy's abuse enterprise. Diddy's R-wording and taking of person and assault and defendants' RICO violations have caused plaintiffs to be fearful, distressed, anxious, degraded, and depressed. Plaintiffs have gained a global distrust for individuals. If not but for defendant Diddy's direct action and the atmosphere cultivated by him and the defendants who were members of the Diddy SA and cover-up, plaintiffs would not have developed several issues that have severely impacted their lives and livelihood. Plaintiffs' issues and overall health has been exacerbated by the ongoing trauma of not being believed. The damage to plaintiffs' persons is incalculable. Plaintiff Ashley P. has experienced years of anxiety, depression since the violent incident happened that occurred in 2018. Her anxiety and depression was compounded by the lack of care and complete disregard of her reports to law enforcement. Even when plaintiff was brave enough to name defendant Diddy to the police when called immediately after the incident, she was dismissed and treated as if she was lying due to the fame and overall public support of defendant Diddy at the time, which speaks to the widespread influence that Diddy has had over general public at large. I am going to end chapter 8 right there. We will be continuing with chapter 9 very shortly. So please like, share, and subscribe. Share your comments below. And hit that thumbs up button. Till next time, be safe and enjoy your day. Bye, guys.